5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody good? We all chilling? We all chilling?
What's up? Yeah, we're good.
We good. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Race Hangover. I'm your host, as always, Austin Terry, joined by Katie LeBoudler. And we today are joined by a very special guest who is a victim of Ferrari season, every season. It is Jacob Cullen. Round of applause, Katie.
What's up,
Good.
guys?
So without further ado, let's get right into this kind of preview and recap episode so far. So I'm just gonna kick it off with what on earth is going on in that Alpine garage. So anyone have any
Well, you didn't really intro the segment, but yeah, we're gonna start with a
yeah.
little recap before we kind of head into the obviously triple header preview. Um, we'll recap a few things and then we're gonna pass it over to Jacob to just kind of vent out his Ferrari disappointment.
My feelings.
Yeah. But yeah, no, great place to start with the Alpine because well, there's a lot. Why don't you recap, Austin, what's happening?
Okay. I think okay, so Alpine announced, I don't know exactly when, but it's a couple days ago now, maybe a week at this point. But was it Ollie Oakes? That was the name, I believe. It was Ollie Oakes had left. They had come to like a mutual agreement and that he had left his position as team principal, which everyone found a bit suspicious as he was 100% on board with Jack Doohan staying. As we know, there were reports that the team wasn't on board with Jack Doohan staying. And then the second he left, Flavio Briatore, who had been previously suspended, banned for life from racing, managed to work his way back into a team principal position and then immediately demotes Jack Doohan and promotes Franco Colapinto. So that is the long short of it. If I missed any crucial, important details in there.
Nothing crucial.
Yeah, just it's a bit strange how he's been allowed to get back into a position of power. But I also want to point out Colapinto's contract is only for 5 races.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't impress, they're actively looking at replacements for him, which is that isn't a kind of good position to put him in. I think he'll succeed. I think Colapinto will do well. The Alpine isn't completely terrible because Gasly's put that thing up to like P4 in quali sometimes. But
Yeah.
I think Alpine's just been a mess for years and it just keeps continuing.
Yeah. It's crazy how many drivers like have Alpine trauma. Like everyone's bringing up the like Oscar Piastri, like guys, like I'm not with them. Like they've just done so many random questionable things, and it's just like a group of them that are all like glad I escaped.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The questionable thing as well was what's going on with Alpine. I'll let Katie sum up our next point in the McLaren dominance.
Guys, my internet connection's unstable. We're here for now. It just froze for a second. I'm assuming you said all great things about Alpine. Yeah, the McLaren dominance. I mean, listen, Jacob Shaky said we tried to be pretty impartial here over at the Race Hangover, but me and Austin are both McLaren fans. So, not our fault they're doing well. But yeah, obviously started off with Lando leading the Drivers' Championship. Now we've got Oscar leading. It's just, I mean, at this point, the constructor, I'm not saying it's a lock, but like it's theirs to lose for sure. And another fantastic weekend, the best weekend actually in history for a team, basically. Not the most points secured, but the first ever double 1-2 on a weekend in Miami. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot to say other than it's getting boring. How like everyone's like getting bored of Oscar already. But as this triple header comes, obviously a lot can change with 3 straight races, but I mean, it's looking good for McLaren.
That car's just a missile. And
It's
Factory just has the confidence to take on guys like Max. So like it's
Mhm.
not fair. You guys can chill out, like let
Yeah.
let some of
So the
us.
margin they won Miami by was like they literally said on the
Insane.
broadcast they were like they could have pitted and still got 1-2. Like that's crazy.
I'm so
That's
happy to hear that for you guys. I
it's
want
Yeah,
like
to
it's
I'm so happy.
it's
I'm
the
so
equivalent
happy.
of that Max Verstappen dominance from like 2 seasons
yeah,
ago when he had not a single competitor and he was finishing every race by like 30 seconds ahead of
yeah.
everyone. And it's, I mean, at least Lando and Oscar, there's
At
a
least there's
chance
still a
either
fight
one
for
could
the
win the
championship.
race, but
And you know,
it's
they're making it a little bit interesting, you
yeah.
know, where
They are.
Max just like he was like by 10 like lap 10, he was a minute ahead of everyone. Like I feel like now where there's a little bit of racing still.
Yeah,
So
it's like lap
Mhm.
20.
yeah, yeah. Takes them an extra 10.
Yeah.
I do want to bring up the if we're talking about like dominance though, but Mercedes have been unbelievably consistent
Yeah.
throughout every race weekend. We've got surprised with the Kimi Antonelli sprint pole, which he very quickly lost in that race.
Already talked about
But
that. Don't worry.
but either way, they have been incredibly consistent. George nothing, George nothing, George
George
Russell,
nothing.
Were you
George
thinking that
Russell.
mean does
Yeah,
nothing? Yeah.
yeah. I was about to mention that he does nothing every weekend. P3 is
Yeah.
really funny, but but to be fair, you've got to put yourself in that position to do nothing and get P3. So good on the Mercedes. They're probably McLaren's closest competitor by a couple seconds, let's say. But
Well, yeah,
that is
especially in the just because they have two drivers that are consistently getting points. They're definitely the
they
biggest
have two
factor.
very, very good drivers.
Yeah.
Probably the third best driver pairing on the grid, in my opinion. But that is it. To be fair, the driver pairings get a bit soft. It's usually like superstar and someone else once you get past like the top three.
Yeah. I put in the notes here, Red Bull been low-key quiet. And I think that's mainly like Max isn't clearly dominant and they don't really have a second consistent way to get points. It's shuffling around a lot, obviously the second seat, but they've just kind of been quiet for what's usually obviously a really good team. And I think that's mainly due to their pit stops, and overall strategy just not quite going their way. It just seems like even though Max is a great driver, he just cannot like have a good weekend without incident. Other than obviously his win, but even that was like, well, even that was a close
Yeah,
race. Like,
that was like incredibly close. Like Oscar and Lando were like
yeah,
just behind him.
Yeah.
that was the Suzuka snooze fest.
Suzuka snooze fest.
Yeah.
That got me last week. That was crazy. But
Yeah,
they have. I saw some. I don't know how true this is. Probably not true. But they might be looking into
Christian
replacing
Horner.
Christian Horner.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that's
It might not be.
rumblings, but I don't think it's
He's had a scandal or two in his day.
sure.
So and now the car's not doing as well. They're not going to blame Verstappen. They'll never blame Verstappen. It's not his fault. So I think the next person you blame, because you've already blamed the number two driver for about two straight seasons now. You can't beat that dead horse. I think they're going to look at Horner. And I fear if a couple bad results go their way, we may just maybe see a new team principal, but that's just speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do we have on this little agenda of
Well, we
ours?
have kind of at Jacob's expense here. Williams is coming out as a bit of a contender here.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Hey, I'm not like saying anything bad about Ferrari, but they have been obviously performing very well. It's been at Ferrari's expense, and maybe they're kind of leaving the door open for Williams. But the two drivers, obviously, they have two great drivers. They've been performing, and call it the Carlos Sainz effect or not, but it's been a good year for them, a historically good year for them. But yeah,
Yeah.
Albon's mhm. He's
Carlos has just been it's so frustrating watching it as a Ferrari fan, knowing that he should have been our number two this year. But Ferrari just decided to sign Lewis before the season started last year. So it's frustrating to see them doing so well. But you know, I like Williams. You know, I've always been like kind of a fan, but
yeah.
now it's just unfortunate the situation.
They're very likable. We're very good, very big fans of Alex Albon over here on the Race Hangover. Big
I
crash
do
out
love me
fan
some
of
Alex
his.
Albon.
Yep, yep. We were supposed to be in that paddock in Miami, but they didn't pick us for the
they
giveaway.
must have got the wrong email.
Yeah, I
Ah,
think yeah.
so close.
I actually
Yeah.
never saw anything about that though. Did
Yeah, I
you?
didn't see if anyone
Like
won
who
that or not.
won?
Someone had to have won it.
Should have been the
But
content would have been better if we won, is all
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Austin, you have one note on Cadillac here.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of rumors on who the driver pairing is gonna be. I think the first one is almost a lock that it's gonna be Checo Perez. Don't yeah, again, this is all speculation, but I think it will be Checo Perez. But what I saw emerge recently for the number two seat was Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, it's been saying that.
He's got Sebastian Vettel backing him like all the way for that seat, and I feel like that is just enough for him to get a 1 year contract with Cadillac, see how he does, and then if he doesn't do well again, that's his last chance at Formula One. He's done. But like there was glimpses of potential in Haas with Schumacher at times, which I believe they'll probably cling on to in the hope, and that he can learn under Checo Perez as well. But that's all I'm seeing from Cadillac. But I'm excited to see him in the grid too.
To be fair, that Haas car with him and Mazepin was
It was bad.
it
It was
was
a
terrible.
bad car. So you
Like
can't really you
maybe one
can't
of the
trade
worst in
it.
history, so we can't really blame him.
Oh yeah, that is awful. That car was
I don't know what they were
so
thinking
bad.
with let's run two rookies in this terrible car and see what happens.
Well, the Mazepin's like whole company was kind of sponsoring the car, so
Yeah.
he got his way into that seat, and they just believed Mick Schumacher would probably have the ride of his life, with as the Schumacher name. So and it clearly didn't work. But I mean, I miss those times when there was just chaos at the back of the grid because it was them two. Latifi was back there. It was amazing.
Just all the bad they were just always crashing into each other.
I miss Latifi so much, so much. There was like it was just a punching bag at the bottom of the grid for like the butt of every single joke, but he embraced it, so it was kind of fun. He was also a funny guy. Like that video of him opening his fridge and it's just filled with Nutella was so fun.
Okay. Anything else to add on that, or should we move over to Jacob's therapy session, basically?
I feel like he's waited long enough. He's itching to
Oh,
He's
get it off
been he
of his
joined this
mind.
call and said, "Guys."
I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for
He
this.
needed a
Man, oh man.
platform.
Where do you even begin? You know what I mean? Like as I said, like I think the worst decision we made as a team was signing Lewis before last season started. You know, because he had a great season, like still like a good season, but for what we were replacing him with Carlos, not a good decision because Carlos was outperforming Charles in some races. So I think that was our worst decision. But honestly, every weekend just feels like deja vu at this point. Like it feels like I'm just reliving the same nightmare over and over. Like I haven't even seen some of the races because I'm just like I'm either at work or I'm like asleep because they've been super early, but I'm like I wake up and it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over. It seems like we can either consistently get like P5 to P9. That's it. And it's like every Saturday I get so much hope because it's like okay, like like oh, we're on provisional pole, like this is it, we're finally gonna get it. And then Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Kimi Antonelli now, like where did this child, literal child come from? This guy's still doing homework. Like I can't. And the team strategy, man, like we brought in Frank Vasseur and I was like, all right, this is gonna change, like this whole like he had that whole relationship with Charles and Alfa Romeo. Nothing's changed. It's the same thing every weekend. It's terrible pit stops. It's Miami. What was that?
I was
Like
gonna bring that up.
why not let Lewis pass? And then we let him pass, and then they're like, nah, Charles, you're faster because Lewis's tires are degraded. Well, no, no, duh. You left him sitting behind Charles for half the race. Like, I don't get it. And like it seems like one weekend we might be battling for a podium, and then it's like, oh, we're battling for P12. Like, I seriously don't get it. And I'm tired of the aura farming clips of Charles and Lewis sitting in the garage and like the slow-mo zoom in on Charles. Like, stop, lock in, gang, please. I'm begging you. Like, Charles, I love Charles. I've always been a supporter, but like it seems like he's just racing with heart, and that's it. Like he's not racing with like actual like aggression. Like Piastri this season, pure aggression. He's going for Max. Charles, nah, he's just letting it happen to him. It's ridiculous. And to see like McLaren, like your guys' car gotten better. Mercedes car has gotten better. Red Bull car, yeah, I mean it's gotten worse, but it's still like pretty good. And it seems like 2022 we peaked. Like 2022, it was like, okay, we're finally, our cars, it's looking better. Since then, It's been the same. It's not getting any better. And I think, as a Tifosi, as and all the fans, we're just disappointed. We're just obvious, like it's just it feels like we're the Dallas Cowboys or the Leafs. Like it's like this is our year. We're gonna do it this year, guys. We promise. And it's the same thing. I even put Ferrari's the Arsenal of F1 as well. Because we say it's our year. It'll happen next year. I can't.
So
I'm so
I'm taking this as you're not hopeful for those upgrades that are coming to Imola.
I was gonna
no,
say.
no, I'm not. I'm not. Because there were supposed to be upgrades. Was it supposed to be upgrades in Miami or the race before? One of them, and I was excited for those, and we were still pretty average. So I'm not. We'll see what happens, but I at this point I've lost hope. Like I think we're gonna get fourth in the in the constructors, and then for the drivers, I don't know. Like Charles might get up there in like P5, but Lewis is.
Fourth may be a bit of an overstatement. Those Williams look fast.
I know, and that's the thing. Is Carlo? No, you guys saw like the F125 ratings, and like
Yeah.
Carlos
Better
is
than
technically
Lewis.
rated higher than Lewis. Like, why did
Albon's saying
I don't get
you're
it. I don't.
replaced.
Yeah, Albon was like, didn't he replace you?
Yeah, he replaced you, and you're the higher driver.
Yeah.
It's
But
yeah,
Albon's the one getting all the points. I feel like that's not said enough.
Yeah,
Like,
Albon
of
for the
Carlos, but
first few races was
yeah.
beating Carlos bad, and then
it's a
Carlos kind of
Williams.
figured it
They
out.
shouldn't
And
be
Carlos
beating
had a
us
few
at all.
DNFs in there, which
Williams back in the day were well at a top team.
Yeah, no,
They're
don't
just
diss
poor in
them.
this grand scheme of things now.
we're
But
back to the glory days for Williams.
Glory days for Ferrari. What happened to that?
you
What happened to that? I'm
guys had too
so
much glory days.
like, and I think like I first got into F1 like when like 2021, 2022. So I was like, like Ferrari hasn't won in a while. Car looks good. I really like Charles. I'm like, this is it. Like we're gonna win in a couple years. And here we are. I almost picked McLaren, but I was like, nah, because like Daniel Ricciardo's not doing well. So
We
like
were also at the back of
gonna
the grid at the
go,
time.
but I'm
We were-
like, no, no, no. And here I am. I'm stuck. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck in Tifosi hell at this point. So yeah.
So
Oh.
with that, predictions for Imola or
Uh,
home
this
race?
it's
He
it's
just
the
wants to
first Italy
finish.
race, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
Ferrari's
they're really optimistic with those upgrades. I've seen everything from the Ferrari camp. They seem happy. They're saying something like, "Oh, we hope to be fighting with the front of the grid very soon." So hopefully that's going well. I mean, Lewis just posted a thirst trap, so maybe that aura can carry into the
we're
car.
not again, bro.
But but yeah, that car, I feel. I mean, Williams have almost completely scrapped their this year development in hopes to have a really fast car next year.
Mhm.
And the fact that they've scrapped their development pretty much this year and they're only doing minor upgrades compared to you guys like almost putting in a new suspension
Yeah.
and still being behind them is really funny.
It's just it's so frustrating, like it's just like and I'm already a Leafs fan, so like and that's not going well right now. So we and I'm a Chelsea fan, like we're cooked. We're cooked. All my fandoms right now are not hitting, but for Imola, I mean, we'll see. Like it's Ferrari's home race, so like lots of Tifosi will be there. Stands will be packed with red, but I mean, let's hope for a podium because we've only got one this season. So that's all I'm hoping for is a podium.
That's reasonable, I feel. You
Achievable.
guys aren't far away from it. You just need Mercedes to have an awful strategy.
Yeah.
Or Verstappen to do something stupid again.
Yeah.
But it well not that's my bad. Verstappen didn't do anything stupid. It was the pit lane. that was not him. But yeah, it's a case of just you guys need to get it absolutely right that entire race weekend. Like everything needs to go right for you.
And with us, nothing ever goes
Nothing goes right. If it looks like it's gonna go right, something's gonna go
That
wrong.
sprint race, I was like, okay, like I'm tuning in, like I get to watch it, like we'll see how this goes. And then they announced that Charles had crashed. I'm like, what am I watching this for? Like, what's the point? I can't even like see I can't even see success.
My dad's a Lewis Hamilton fan, so he's following Ferrari now. And like they announced that Charles Leclerc like crashed on his way to his grid spot, not even the formation lap, and he just like hands in head, like it was awful. But it was really funny to me
Me and your
just
dad were definitely
thinking
hitting the same pose. We were both
100 every millions of you are
oh
hitting the
man.
same just Charles
Yeah,
like
Mr. Terry.
Speaking of Paul, funny story for the podcast. I call Austin the other day, he's in the car with his dad, and all of a sudden his dad just goes, Katie, what is with all the posts like clowning Ferrari on your account? You can't do that. I was like, whoa. Austin posts them
It's
too.
not just me. It's not just
We
me.
co-own it, guys. We own it together. Austin's the one posting about the ore farming. He's like,
that was me.
he's like, Charles didn't even start,
I
and
I
you're
had a
ore
feeling.
farming?
I had a feeling. I was like, I saw it on the page. I'm like, oh man, like I'm getting cooked by
If you
ah.
see the words aura, it was 100% me.
Oh, I'm familiar with the aura.
No, the aura farming. If you see something say aura farming, that's 100% me. I've been spamming that sentence like for the past month. It's been awful.
Yeah, well, especially when you're talking about Ferrari. But speaking of Ferrari's home race, also Kimi Antonelli's home race, let's go into a little Imola preview here. Um, Austin, take it away.
Oh, so is Kimi Antonelli's home race one of his two that he gets? Um, I also I do want to point out I saw something earlier where they were saying, oh, we might take one of probably Imola off the map, one of the two Italian Grand Prix off the map calendar because they're like, oh, we can't sustain two races in the same country. Meanwhile, they have three American
Free
races.
American.
Just take away one and take away.
Take away
I
Vegas.
see what. Yeah, I see why they do Vegas. Like it's the whole like oh big city Vegas. Like we need to race in Vegas, but it's not a good track. The drivers don't enjoy that track. They don't even enjoy the pre-race antics of being like paraded like the Hunger Games. So what's the point of having an American track? No. Anyways, Imola. I'm a big fan of this track. I enjoy it a lot. There's not too much room to overtake like a lot of tracks nowadays. But it's a fast track. That long pit straight will be crucial for whoever has straight line speed, aka the Williams. So it will probably be a good race for the Williams, barring they don't slap a wall. But Ferrari will be out in full effect. It'll be weird to see like the whole Tifosi and then all the Kimi
Yeah.
Mercedes merch as well because he's like their like Jesus, their baby Jesus. He is their like golden child right now due to Ferrari being that bad. So it's a case of I do want to see it'd be really funny if there was a Kimi like Ferrari collision. That would be like insane.
Why
That
was
would
it
like
funny?
no, not funny.
Kind of my and Kimi
No,
Antonelli's
like a
downfall.
minor incident that just has like because it's like who does the crowd get mad at? Do they get mad at
Yeah.
Kimmy? Do they get mad at their home team? It'd just be really funny to see like the crowd just being not in distress. That's an awful thing to say, but I'm not wishing crashes on anybody. I'm just saying if it happens, that would be insane.
If there were to a crash were to happen, I'm hoping it's these two.
It would be insane to see. But they're just hoping that they hear the Italian national anthem at the end of the Grand Prix. That's all it is. But it will be probably more McLaren dominance. I don't see that car slowing down anytime soon. The Red Bulls, who knows? Red Bulls are either at the front of the pack or they're not doing too well. But Verstappen can push that car anywhere. And just expect a George Russell P3. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm suspect of it not being too entertaining of a race due to not many overtaking points. But
That's what everyone's been saying about every race so far. Like people say that about Miami, and then what the hell happened? Like,
yeah, Miami, everyone's just crashing. It was
yeah,
it was crazy. Weather needs to be in effect,
yeah,
but in Imola, it never usually is. But I'm excited for the race either way. I've had a week off of no races. I need some.
I need it.
I'm fiending for it.
Three in a
Shaking
row.
them.
3 in a row.
Oh yeah, it's a triple header. Yeah.
Yeah, on that, we're gonna quickly kind of just preview the triple header as a whole, because after Imola, we do go on to Monaco, which is Charles' home race and half the grid during the off season. So fun race, but
Yeah.
Monaco. Oh, it's
Oh, Monaco.
when the qualifying is more fun than the race, we have a problem. We have a problem.
Yeah.
The It's an age-old thing. The cars are too big, but they're never going to take Monaco off the calendar. So it's a case of how do you make Monaco entertaining nowadays? Because whatever the stuff like whatever qualifying is, that's how you're going to finish unless you smack the wall, which people can smack the wall, but
Or you accidentally double stack.
that
I mean,
too.
that happens too. We all know. So
Yeah, unless you ruin like your team ruins the race for you or you ruin your race for yourself, you're going to finish exactly where you qualified, which
yeah.
is it's not fun for the viewer, but I mean, they end of the race, they all get to go home to their $1 million mansions or apartments or whatever they have. They're all rich at the end
Yachts.
of the day. What are we what are we doing here, guys? But no, I don't have too much to say about Monaco. It's like I like the idea of Monaco is fun until you actually get to the race.
It's just the ultimate like status race. Like
Yeah.
it's literally just to show up and show who you are, and then like the race itself is so like nothing.
Hmm.
Very boring.
And any thoughts on Spain to round out the triple header here?
I love Spain. I love that
I
track.
do.
I love that track. I think that will be the most exciting out of the three. The atmosphere, that for the atmosphere, it will go to Imola. Monaco is just a status race, the big one. That's where the most media coverage is going to come from. But Spain will probably be the most entertaining race because that's a track where you actually can overtake. There's several DRS straights. It'll be and different corners, gravel pits. It'll be the whole shebang. I fully excited for Spain, and I think but hey, McLaren 1-2 for all three races. Cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema.
Ferrari 5-6. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
That's
go.
an
I'm so
upgrade.
excited. Maybe Charles wins his home race again, but probably not.
I would be very shocked if he did that.
He's cursed. Like he got lucky that one time. I don't think he'll ever win it again.
That car would have to be unbelievably fast in Monaco for no reason.
Yeah.
They fully max it out at Monaco, and then the rest of the season they're just like, nah.
And they wait till Silverstone to max out it for Lewis, and then it's done.
Okay, well, that's all the kind of actual race talk. And now, as we wrap up here, we're just gonna head into our usual kind of clip farming meme section where we just bring our favorite storylines from what's not happening on the track. Anyone like to go first?
I can go first, I guess. So I have quite a few here. I'm just gonna skim through them really quickly. One of the first one I have was Lando smoothie bar that McLaren posted, and then someone quote tweeted it, and they went, "Oh my God, he turned Oscar into the smoothie because he's holding it like this."
Yeah.
I just had a good giggle at that. My second point here, overall in general, Nicole Piastri, unbelievably funny every
Oh.
race weekend.
I love her.
Amazing follow on Twitter. It would make our day if she magically followed us. I'm just saying. But
Tag her.
please
Yeah.
tag her
Everybody tag
in.
Nicole
When you clip this,
Piastri.
Katie.
Everyone add her in the comments.
That's Hattie's mom.
Hattie's also really funny on TikTok.
Yeah,
Great
I love
follow on
them.
TikTok. But the third point I have here is a Lego race and all the different camera angles from it. The giggling of Lewis the entire way
The
was
giggling
so
of
funny.
Pierre. Listen, notable, not a Pierre fan over here, but his giggling the entire race nearly convinced me.
It's still strange how you don't
What a
like
way for
Pierre
Jack
Gasly.
Doohan to
You-
go
hold
out,
on.
am I right?
Hold on, I'm sorry. You don't like Pierre Gasly?
She hates
You've
Pierre
seen how
Gasly.
sexy that man is? Like, I'm sorry. I
Sexy
don't swing that
motor.
way, but god damn. God damn.
He is.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not a
holy.
fan.
That's really strange knowing that you're a fan of Liam Lawson and not Pierre Gasly. Like
That's crazy.
it's insane. She's trying to be controversial, Jacob.
I'm not trying to be controversial.
She's clip farming.
She's clip farming. What? She wants that Red Bull garage invite.
No.
So does Liam though. But
Damn.
my last point was it was Yuki Tsunoda's birthday the other day.
Short
He
king.
also had the same birthday as Sabrina Carpenter, a fellow short queen. So it was just quite funny to me how two of the shortest people in media, well, two short celebrities were just It was a birthday at the exact same day,
Yeah.
Happy birthday to the short people. Um, Same.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I made the joke before you could.
Okay. Well, I'll go to my notes. I also had the Lego Race YouTube video pre-game to this podcast session with that. Great laugh. I also wanted to mention, I was gonna mention this earlier too. Kimmy not being on the race week graphic for Imola, and then everyone hating on Liam because Liam's in it. And they're like, why the fuck would they put that Australian in and not Liam?
Albon was in there as well. It's
Albon was in there,
crazy.
and then that I follow Alex Albon's PR manager, like
Yeah.
not actually, but like that's the Twitter name on Twitter, and they reposted. They were like, guys, I don't know either. Which is so funny. And then I actually wanted your thoughts on this really quick, both of you. The F1 movie trailer came out. Honest thoughts, anyone? Everyone's saying that it's not going to be realistic, but he did overtake a Ferrari in it, so maybe it will be.
Great, great. Honestly, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the trailer. I saw it came out, but I've been busy most of the day. But I mean, it looks all right.
It looks
It
fine.
looks kind of
I
cool.
I think people need F1 fans, they need to not nitpick it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a detailed, accurate movie.
Guys, that's
it's
what we have
fake.
Drive to Survive for.
It's fake. It's a fake team. It's fake drivers. If it was, yeah, if you want, well, Drive to Survive
I'm
isn't
kidding. That's
exactly
what
it.
it was a
Yeah, it's
joke.
not even accurate as well. But they need to not nitpick it. Just sit back, enjoy that we actually have F1 story. It's a storyline.
Yeah,
It's like Breaking Point in the F1 games. Like it's not real, but is it entertaining? Yes.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Like the engineers using MacBooks is a bit questionable,
I saw
but
that.
it's paid product placement. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you
And
can't
like
complain about product placement and then also watch F1 because,
yeah, like it's
Come on.
oh
yeah.
my God, what are we doing?
Drivers get out of the race and immediately have to put on their like Rolexes.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
but it's. I mean, as long as they don't nitpick it, enjoy it for what it is. A fake movie about F1
Yeah.
that has some accuracies and probably more not accurate stuff than others, but just enjoy it for what it is. Don't try and nitpick it because you're not gonna have fun if you nitpick it, and you're just nitpicking it for the sake of being negative. I
Yeah.
think it is what it is. What's
Agreed.
your
I'm a fan
opinions?
of like shitty movies with like bad plot, so I think I'll like it.
Did you see the Minecraft movie? That
No, on my to
that was
watch
fun.
though.
That was a great movie.
Okay, my last thing, and I saw this like kind of just before recording, and I added it to my list. So you know how F1 was doing those like don't say the same thing as the other driver videos, and there was one of like Carlos and Lando. Well, they did one with Carlos and Ollie, and Ollie's guessing, and one of the questions was name an F1 team, and Ollie goes Ferrari. No way he'd say that. I was like, what the hell? Like that's crazy. That's almost as crazy as Alex being like they replaced you with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my
Ol-
last note. But
Ollie's really entertaining and likable when his dad and his brother aren't surrounding him on the grid
why
at
do
all
you
times.
hate his
He's
family?
not a child. He is our age. Treat him like he is an adult.
He's allowed to love his family.
Kimmy's the only child on the grid, and he doesn't even get treated like a child.
Did you not see his dad looking for him the other day?
He wasn't even there.
I know. But then Austin ranted about this on another episode too. He was, when they came on the radio after, they were like, "Great drive, Ollie." Austin hated that.
I don't like it. Treat him like an adult. He's an adult.
He's allowed
Austin
to
doesn't
have a
call him Ollie. He
family.
calls him Oliver. He goes by the Gubby.
Call him by his
Oliver
last
Mervin.
name.
Okay, well that's all I had. Jacob, did you bring any memes to the table?
I had a few. I mean, I was gonna talk about the Lego race, but I mean that was talked about, so scrap that. But I mean, my main was the driver ratings, and I know we already kind of talked about it, but like the whole like Alex Albon memeing Carlos Sainz and then being like, you're higher rated than him though, like that killed me as a Ferrari fan. And seeing just all their reactions to their ratings, I thought that was pretty funny. And I don't know how old this is. I don't have like TikTok and I don't really go on Twitter, but I've been seeing the Yuki Tsunoda like, hey daddy, like the him saying like talking to Max all over my Instagram now,
Hey,
and
Big Daddy.
it's getting too much. Like I just keep seeing the hey daddy. I'm like, what I didn't understand the context for a second. I'm like, oh right, because Max had a kid, but like
Max
that
had the
I found
kid.
that yeah, I found that
Max had it.
very funny.
That is funny. I'm glad that meme finally reached Instagram Reels.
Yeah, right. That's yeah.
Hey, let's not knock Instagram Reels, guys. We got like 120K on one of them.
Guys, I love Instagram Reels.
I
Hey,
love
Jack
it.
Doohan.
I love this game.
R.I.P. Jack Doohan, you clip farm for us too hard. He girl was too close to the sun with that, and now he disappeared.
Girl boss too close to the sun.
Okay, well, our Zoom meeting is gonna kick us out imminently, so that for real is all the time we have today. But thank you for joining us on the Race Hangover, and thank you, Jacob, for joining us as our first ever guest on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank
Of
you.
course, it was great.
It
Hopefully
was a
it was
great
nice.
therapy
Yeah, I
session.
was gonna say, hopefully you got some of your feelings out there, for sure. Okay, well, as always, be sure to follow us everywhere at The Race Hangover and subscribe here on YouTube at Shuttersport Media, and we will see you next week for an Imola recap.